Hey ladies, thanks for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mitzi and I'm a paper girly, and if you're a returner, well, welcome back. Okay girls, today the topic is aging gracefully. Now, I have this notebook. And at the beginning, mid-month of last month, I wrote down all my topics. And then I go back, week to week, and then make up these videos. So I was looking at my schedule and I saw aging gracefully and I thought, goodness, Mitzi, why did you write that down? What were you thinking when you wrote that down? Because obviously, aging gracefully, it has a lot of different, ideas about it. Now, am I going to come on here and talk about plastic surgery? No, no, because girl, you do you. However, for me, I just think that's unnecessary. I think that is just chasing after perpetual youth, and I just think that as women of a certain age, we got to get over that idea. But again, you do whatever you want to do. You slap those creams on, you do you. But I was thinking there had to have been something else running through your mind when you wrote that down. So what did I do? I started thinking. And then because I'm me, what did I do? I thought even more. I went down the rabbit hole of wondering, Mitzi, what do you mean when you're talking about aging gracefully? So first off, girls, let's just go over the definition. Let's just go over the definition of what it says aging gracefully means. So the definition of aging gracefully means embracing each stage of life with strength, curiosity, and gratitude, rather than fighting the passage of time. So I thought, oh, you know what? I must have read that. And that is why I chose this to be one of our topics. So let's get to the quote, and then let's get to the prompts, and then, I always have something to say. Okay, so the quote for today is from Sophia Loren. And I think that as women of a certain age, we all know who Sophia Loren was. She was a beautiful, classic movie star. And you might be thinking, well, Mitzi, I thought that you were coming on here and it wasn't going to be about just the way that we look. No, it's not. However, this quote that she has, I think is perfect. Perfect for basically the idea, the theme of what I want to talk about today. When talking about aging gracefully. So this is by Sophia Loren, and she said, "There is a fountain of youth. It is your mind, your talents, the creativity you bring to your life, and the lives of people you love. When you learn to tap into this source, you will truly have defeated age." So isn't that incredible? And this is coming from a woman who, traditionally was a beautiful woman, but she knows better. She knows better than just to rely on her beauty. She knows better than just to think that is what encompasses being a woman and aging and gracefully aging. Okay, so that is the quote. Now let's get to the prompts. Now I just have 3 prompts here, and the reason why I only have 3 today rather than a bunch of them is because I think that these 3 prompts encompass something for everyone really, really easily. And these are 3 prompts that I think I'm going to answer all 3 of them. I'm going to answer all 3 of them in my journal because I think they're good ones. Okay, so the first one deals with releasing the past. And it is, what are 3 expectations, regrets, or toxic habits from your earlier life that you are ready to purge and release? Now, girls, this would be a great 3-2-1 type of situation. Just putting that out there. So that is the first one. The second one is about finding joy in the present, because we're talking aging gracefully, and aging gracefully is a process over time. So I took from the past, now we're in the present. So this one is, what are 3 simple everyday things in your current life that bring you immense peace? And girls, we know how important that is. We know how important it is to have peace in our lives. So again, those are 3 simple things, okay? And then the last one is about looking forward. And that is looking forward with meaningful connections. Because again, I think that one of the biggest things here on my channel is about community and connections. And so I like to have the journal prompts that deal with that as well. So how do you want to show up for people you love during this next chapter of life? Because I think that really our beauty, the beauty within us, and that's the beauty I'm talking about, really has to do with how we show up for other people. I think that says a lot about a woman. And I think that says a lot about a woman, a person even, but specifically a woman, is how she shows up for other women in her life that are transitioning into this next stage of life. Because goodness gracious, yeah, it is hard. It is hard transitioning into this next phase of life. And I'll be the first one to admit that. And I'll be the first one to admit that in story time. So girls, if that's all you wanted, then hopefully you can choose from those prompts, maybe do all three. Again, they are easy, they are simple. 2 of them are just making out a list, and the last one is just about the connection element. So if that's all you wanted, you go, have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow. For the rest of you gals, it's story time. Okay, girls, so what I'm going to talk about today is aging gracefully when it comes to my physical appearance and me dealing with this, well, the struggle that I've had dealing with it. But not because I'm, super, super vain. I'm a little bit. I mean, I think we all have a little bit of vanity in us. But specifically for me, I'm on YouTube. I mean, let's face it, girls. I had to get the courage to come and put my face on here. And I mean, yeah, did I get over it? Yeah, I did. Luckily I did, because I came on here and was just supported, really just accepted by you gals. And that's what made it possible for me to come on here time and time again. Come on here and, yippity yap at you. And you might be thinking, goodness, I mean, she comes on here every day, every day yippity yapping. And yeah, that is just because I found confidence. I found my confidence in coming out on here and just being me. However, I think if you found me during the 30-day journal challenge, then my first video right before that started was, me sitting at my my table, with a whole setup, trying to be super duper cute and all that kind of stuff. Just being on here and honestly telling you how freaked out I was to come on here, put my face out here. Because we all know, well, I mean, I guess if you're new to my channel, then you don't know, but I started this as just my hands. Going through stickers and going through paper and all of that, because, well, I mean, this is a whole new time. And when we thought we had it bad growing up, reading the 17 magazine, reading the Glamour magazine, feeling, well, I mean, comparing ourselves to the other girls that we went to school with, maybe, girls that we saw on movies, it is a whole new world out there, girls, with social media, and we know it. I mean, we all watch, the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagrams. It is a whole new world out there. And so because so much is out there, so much to compare ourselves against, I think it's even more important now for us, women of a certain age that are growing older. And yeah, we might be having a little bit of, what are we going to call it? A little bit of fear of having our youth kind of ripped out from us as we see physical changes, through menopause, the physical changes that our bodies are going through, as we gain weight, as we, just our bodies are changing. I mean, goodness, girls, full transparency. I came on here talking about, hey, you do you, and, throwing the creams and, or I don't want to say anti, but coming on here talking about, I'm not coming on here talking about plastic surgery and all of that. Goodness, has it crossed my mind? Has it crossed my mind in my life? Of course it has. And if I had the means for it, would I possibly go down that road? Maybe, maybe I would. So that's why, no judgment, no shame in that. I'm just saying that, goodness, in order for us to feel good about ourselves, we have got to look beyond that idea of physical perfection and just focus on, our inner beauty. Because I think at the end of the day, that is where we're all going to shine. Because you could be the most beautiful, youthful looking woman in the world, but, if you don't have inner beauty, if you don't have inner confidence, goodness, then that is just a waste of money as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, for me, yeah, do I slap on the makeup to come on here? Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. I do. I am vain to that extent. And goodness gracious, when the whole GLPs came out, did I think, I've gained some weight in the last couple of years. Maybe I want to try that out. And honestly, this is going to sound bonkers. And I know how bonkers this sounds. But if you've been following me for a while, then you know that I was a smoker. And then I heard that part of GLP-1s, they have discovered that it helps with other addictions beside just the addiction of, if you want to call food addiction an addiction, which I guess, medically, I guess it is. And I thought, goodness, maybe it would be, two birds, one stone situation where I could go on GLP-1s and maybe lose a bit of weight, and it might help me quit smoking. And maybe that's the way that I could get it, covered by my insurance. Well, I know that is bananas, and goodness, if it does do that for some women, and there is that side effect, or also combined, what do we call it, where it can work in tandem like that, then that's great. That's great. However, for me, I never even made it that far. Because just by, just by taking out some fancy schmancy coffee, I was able to lose the weight that I gained, and just on my own accord with a little helping from vaping. And I'm just being honest here. That's what helped me cut back from smoking. And have I quit completely? No, I haven't. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not going to come on here and, tell tales. I just don't feel good about that. Possibly down the road, will I quit completely? Yeah, that would be great. That would be great for my health. That would be great probably for my skin. That would be great for, aging gracefully, if we're talking about the physical part of that. Because, yeah, smoking can cause wrinkles, among other things, among just the regular health things. So, yeah, all that said, that is kind of my story about me and my journey into aging gracefully physically because of social media. And aging gracefully on the other ways, the inside beauty, well, goodness, I feel like I'm the most beautiful I've ever been. I feel like I am aging gracefully in a stellar way because I have taken the time to really focus on my inner beauty, my inner thoughts, my inner peace, my inner joy. And I think when it comes to aging gracefully, that is what is going to help us in the long run. So, gals, that's what I have to say about aging gracefully. Is it deep? No, it's not. It's just my thoughts today. So let's get back to those prompts real quick. And again, I would challenge you to write on all three of them because they're easy, they're pretty quick, and I think they all have something of value to offer to you in the practice of journaling. So I'm going to get my notebook and we're going to get these read, and then we're going to get out of here. So the first journal prompt is about releasing the past, and meaning letting go. And it is, what are 3 expectations, regrets, or toxic habits from your earlier life that you are ready to purge and release? For me, one of the expectations is to focus on the inside, really focus through journaling on my joy, on my peace. Toxic habits, obviously, I talked about the smoking. So that is something that I want to purge from my life. And then regrets. Well, luckily, I don't have a lot of regrets because I have just learned along the way that regretting choices that you've made in the past really, I mean, it does no good. It was what it was. Now it is what it is. When you know better, you do better. Let's move forward. So the second prompt is about finding joy in the present. And that prompt is, what are 3 simple, everyday things in your current life that bring you immense peace? And for me, again, that is easy. It is journaling. It is coming on here, talking to you gals. And then, well, it's the community that we have over in the Facebook group. And ladies, if you're new to my channel, we have a Facebook group called Paper Girlie Studio. There's a link in the description under this video. And it is just a community of women all of a certain age who come together. We love the stickers. We love the paper. We love all of that. But besides that, it is just a community for women, like-minded women who want that extra bit of community. And then the last prompt is about looking forward with meaningful connection. And that prompt is, how do you want to show up for the people you love during this chapter of your life? So those are the 3 prompts for today. And girls, I have one more quote, and I'm loving the idea of the quotes. So I hope that you are as well. Let me know if you're digging the quotes. Because if you are, then I'm just going to continue on with the quotes. I think that they're inspirational, and I just like looking them up, really. I like looking them up and being inspired from them, and then bringing them to you. So the last quote, talking about aging gracefully, comes from someone that I think, oh goodness, I think this gal has aged gracefully in all the ways that I talked about today. And goodness, did you see The Bear? Or have you seen The Bear, the TV show The Bear? Have you seen, what was that movie called? Anything, Everywhere, All the Places. That's not the name of it, but I think if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about Jamie Lee Curtis. She came in that movie not looking like the beautiful Jamie Lee Curtis that we are all used to seeing. And we have seen her, what was that, True Lies? Was that the movie that she was in? Where, holy cow, I mean, what a knockout this gal has been over the years. But she is a gal of a certain age, like us, who, yeah, when she dolls up pretty dang cute still. But at the same time, she really is out there in the public, on social media, talking the talk, walking the walk of saying, hey ladies, aging gracefully really has nothing to do with our physicality, with the way that we look. So this is by Jamie Lee Curtis. And what she says is, I'm appalled that the term we use to talk about aging is anti. Aging is as natural as a baby's softness and scent. Aging is human evolution in its pure form. And that is by Jamie Lee Curtis. So ladies, that is the discussion, the conversation that I have to share with you today on aging gracefully. If you're new to my channel and you like journaling and journal prompts, then I hope that you will like and subscribe so that you can come and join us here tomorrow. We do journal prompts Monday through Friday here on the Paper Girlie Studio, and then on the weekends I try to drop, fun, crafty, artsy type of things. So I hope I see you next time. Until then, from one Paper Girlie to another, bye.